If Silvio Berlusconi had a stage name, he might well use Harry Houdini for his remarkable ability to escape justice. He faces a tough test on Tuesday as Italy's highest appeals court must decide whether to uphold his conviction for tax fraud.
This judgment before the Supreme Court is so relevant because for the first time Berlusconi is really close to a potential definitive sentence. And we are speaking about a serious crime, tax fraud, with a serious conviction, because Berlusconi was sentenced to 4 years of imprisonment, even if 3 years were delayed by the indulto, a sort of Italian pardon, plus the additional penalty of disqualification from public offices.
Berlusconi is said to have inflated the price for television rights using offshore companies under his control in 2005. He's said to have then skimmed off part of that money to create illegal slush funds. This is Berlusconi's last roll of the dice to avoid a 4-year jail term and a 5-year ban from public office. Law expert Maurizio Bellacosa says the outcome is not clear-cut.
At the end of the hearing before the Supreme Court, there are 3 possible outcomes. Obviously, one possibility is the confirmation of the sentence. Another possibility is the cancellation of the conviction. But according to the Italian judicial system, there is also a third possibility, because the Supreme Court could cancel the conviction, ordering a new trial before the Court of Appeal of Milano for evaluating some specific issues or elements.
Berlusconi, who's 76, has reportedly said he's ready to go to jail rather than face house arrest or community service if his conviction is upheld. Due to an amnesty law and his age, that means he'll most likely only serve a 1-year sentence. Nevertheless, the billionaire media magnate says he's hopeful his appeal will succeed. What's less certain is the effect the trial will have on tensions within Prime Minister Enrico Letta's left-right coalition government. Berlusconi's lawyers had not expected a ruling until late in the year, but the court said it had been forced to call a special summer sitting because part of the case will expire under the statute of limitations on August the 1st. The move led to a parliamentary protest by members of Beppe Grillo's 5-Star movement, and some members of the ruling left-wing Democratic Party have suggested power cannot be shared with a party whose leader is banned from public office.
Joining us from Rome is Stefano Foli from the Italian economic newspaper Il Sole 24 Ore.
Buonasera.
This week could be crucial for Silvio Berlusconi's fate, at least legally. In Rome, the Supreme Court is due to rule on the Mediaset trial over TV rights, in which the leader of the centre-right party is the accused. If the judges in Rome were to convict him with no further appeal possible, banning him from public office, what are the possible scenarios?
Quali scenari si aprirebbero secondo lei?
Sono scenari in parte imprevedibili, ma certamente...
The scenarios are unpredictable. They're bound to be quite powerful because if they uphold the conviction, it would mean the man who dominated Italian politics over the last 20 years would leave the political scene because he'd no longer have a public role. He would also leave Parliament. This would lead to big changes in the centre-right.
Determinerebbe un profondo mutamento all'interno del centrodestra, ma sul piano del
But more interestingly, it's difficult to say what the consequences would be for the government, because right now, from everyone, from Berlusconi to Prime Minister Enrico Letta, it's in their interest to say that the stability of the coalition is of the utmost importance. Certainly, I don't think that nothing will happen. Rather, I think that if Berlusconi's conviction is upheld, it'll have a strong destabilizing effect on the governing alliance.
Più severo, cioè con l'interdizione dei pubblici uffici, avrà effetti molto destabilizzanti sul piano delle alleanze di governo.
Quindi, secondo lei...
You mean the government could fall?
Ma intanto vediamo come sarà questa sentenza, perché abbiamo fatto lo scenario...
For the moment, we'll have to wait and see what the ruling will be. I've talked about the most extreme scenario, but there are other possibilities. The judges could annul the 2 previous convictions, in which case there could be a new trial, or they could reduce the sentence. For instance, they could annul the ban from public office.
L'interdizione dei pubblici uffici. Quindi c'è una gamma ci potrebbe essere un rinvio.
So the Supreme Court is considering a wide range of options. But whatever the sentence, it's obvious that because of his age, Berlusconi will leave the political scene. The problem is how to ensure a certain stability with a scenario where Berlusconi won't be pulling the strings of the centre-right anymore, as he has done for years.
Stabilità in Italia in questo nuovo scenario che si apre, in cui Berlusconi non sarà il dominus assoluto del centrodestra come è stato per tanti anni.
Lo sguardo dei paesi europei è tornato...
Europe is still looking to Italy, and this week's nerves have also been felt on the Italian stock exchange in Milan, which on Monday had the worst losses in Europe. What could happen to the country if the government falls?
Dovesse cadere.
Niente di positivo. La stabilità...
Nothing positive. The guaranteed stability of the last few months has been precious. If Italy loses that, we'll enter a new era of uncertainty. I know that politics will come up with new solutions. It's clear that new parties will be born. But condemning ourselves to a period of heavy instability would send a very negative signal to Europe. And it's no coincidence that we're already seeing some of those signals.
Non a caso I segnali si vedono già adesso.
Grazie dunque a Stefano Folli, editorialista del Sole 24 Ore, collegato con noi da Roma.
Grazie a voi.